Well, welcome back to my channel, everybody. Chris Gault here, Healthy Living with Chris Gault. And today I'm going to talk about what I do in order to be happy. And I'm going to do it right now. Okay, so I know that we all want to be happy. And so here's some steps that I did that I think really has helped me become happier. One of the things that gets tough is, makes people tend to not be as happy as they feel they don't control their lives. They're out of control of their lives, and so that they spend all their time trying to pull it together, and it's very difficult. They get stressed out, and it's very difficult to stay happy when you're in that kind of environment. So the first thing that I did is I set up a schedule, and I actually have my schedule on my phone. It's like Google Calendars, and I can set up my whole schedule on my phone, and I've done that. And I know I might be in a different kind of position than a lot of people. I did used to have a corporate job, and I was in the finance world, and I worked about 60 hours a week. So I had structure there. And then I owned a running store, and basically that was 24/7 because it's your own business and you're always working at that point. But there's certain levels of freedom, but still very organized because we had specific meetings and we had specific events we had to be at, and we had a calendar for that too. And now I'm a YouTuber. I'm basically done with all that. I'm a little older. I don't have a regular 9-to-5 job, so it's real easy for me to get to just to wake up late and just not do much and not have any structure in the day. And at first I kind of did a little bit of that, and I found myself not being that happy. So what really helped me become happy is I came up with the goals, and that was to build the YouTube channel and to share my knowledge on health. I do have a health book out that I wrote. You can get it on Amazon. It's called My Journey to the Fountain of Youth. So that keeps me busy. But my point is that the one thing that really helps out, regardless if you have a 9-to-5 job, or you own your own business, or you're retired, or whatever you are in your term of life, is to set up a schedule and be organized. And you're going to be happier if you do that. And try to wake up early. So here it is. I could wake up at any time, but I wake up at 7:30, which is not that early, but it's for me it works. I go to bed at 11:30, so I get my 8 hours of sleep, and I'll talk about that later. But basically set up a schedule, and I have Google Maps, Google Calendar, where I actually put in what I'm doing. So I have my morning routine in there, and I'll talk a little bit about that. And then I have walking the dog, and then I have working, and then I have walking the dog in. I have everything, my exercise routine. I actually built in the time for that, so I know when I have to do it. And I know it sounds kind of strange because it's like, well, why wouldn't I just do it whenever I want to? But trust me on this one. If you schedule and you have some structure to your day, you're not only going to be more productive in that day, but you're going to be happy. You're going to find you're going to be happier because you're just not going to be sitting there. It's just so easy if you're not structured and you have to do something, that you could just sit on the couch watching TV, eating chocolate chip cookies all day long. And even though that might sound like fun, overall you do that over and over, years are going to slip by, and you're going to be like, what the hell was I doing watching TV and wasting all that time, because I'm only on this earth for a certain amount of time, and I might as well use it for the best that I can. And why would I do it just by watching TV all the time? So that's the first thing I did, is I set up a schedule, and I adhere to that schedule. I wake up relatively early for me. 5 o'clock in the morning might be better for some people, but for me 7:30 works. The other thing is, right when I wake up, I show my gratitude, and I just say thank you for this great world that we live in, and this great life. It is astronomical that we're even alive. You know, the probability is astronomical that you're even alive. And so I'm so grateful for that I have that experience. I have, you know, a great, you know, we live in a great world, and you know, and I just feel really, really blessed. So, and also I have a, you know, great family and friends, and you know, I love my house here in San Diego now. I loved my house when I was living in Maryland, right outside of Washington, D.C. But I just, you know, and I love my little doggy who runs around. So, you know, the thing is to show your gratitude for that. Don't take those things for granted, because, you know, if you take your spouse for granted, or your, you know, your friends or whatever, then you're not going to have them that long. And so, you know, don't take anything for granted. You know, there are people in the world who feel that they have the right to have certain things, but the reality is none of us really do, and we should always be grateful for what we have. And I do that right when I wake up, because it just starts the day off in the right way. And then I also add a small meditation routine. You know, it's only about 5 minutes, where I just take in some deep breaths and just let my mind, you know, I try to get all the thoughts out of my mind when I do that, and just try to clear out my brain and just get myself almost like a reboot. When you reboot a computer, just get it ready for the day. And I think that really, really, really helps out. So I do that. Then I start, you know, working and doing whatever. The other thing is what I would say. So that's that part of being happy, and I think that really plays a big role. Having the structure, being grateful, meditating, all that starts off your day the right way, so that you can start it off happy instead of a negative way, which is very easy to get into. Then what I try to do, if I am walking around, you know, walking the dog or going to the grocery store, and I know it's tougher now because of the whole coronavirus that's out there, but I still do this. I keep my distance, obviously, just like we all should, but I do smile and say hello to everyone I pass by. And I think that's really important to do, because it's really easy to be negative and just walking and just being mean and grumpy, and you're not gonna, you know, you're not really bringing joy to anyone else, and you're not bringing joy to yourself. And one of the biggest joys we can have is bringing joy to someone else. So I always smile and say hello to everyone, even if they don't say hello back or smile back. You know, I'm okay with that. You know, that's their deal, and they got to deal with that. But I do think that if you made that a part of your routine, not only will you be happier, but it'll be a much happier world that we would live in. The other thing is going with that, because, you know, we tend sometimes not to smile at people because we always look at the negative qualities in people. You know, we always look at, oh, look what they're doing wrong, or look what they're doing wrong. And I would say, you know, try to find the good qualities in everyone that you meet first. You know, and this be people you know, people you don't know, whatever. And, you know, I just see, you know, even when I put some videos up, and I might mention an actor or something, and people say, oh, that actor sucks, you know, or that. I mean, why? I like to give these people the benefit of the doubt, and I don't say anything negative about anybody, and I just don't know why people do. And I know people dwell on the negative, but if you dwell on the negative, then you're going to be unhappy. You're going to be negative, you're going to be unhappy. If you dwell on the positive and you're happy for people, then you are going to feel much better. Which brings me to the next one, and that is, you know, just be nice to everybody that you can. You know, just be nice to everybody, and treat them, you know, as if you want to be treated. Like that whole old adage, you know, treat those the way you want to be treated. There's some real words of wisdom in there, and if you do that, they're probably going to treat you better. And in that case, everyone's going to be happier, right? So you're not only making yourself happy, you're making everybody happy, and that makes a happier world. And wouldn't we all rather be living in a happier world than a world full of people who just all hate on each other? And so that's why, you know, be nice to everybody, compliment people. You know, it's so easy to crack on someone and to take whatever they say and throw it back in their face and just make them try to look stupid. But the reality is that doesn't help them or you out. So, you know, be nice to everyone, compliment people, make them feel good, share in their accomplishments and their goals and accomplishments. Show interest in that. To me, I'm really interested in when people have a goal and they work towards that goal and they actually hit that goal. And I think it's great. I think it's great when that happens. And I don't look like on YouTube. I'm going to pick on YouTube because, whatever. And there are so many people who are like, well, I see these comments, that say, well, so-and-so has, 1 million subscribers and I have like 25 and it's not fair, YouTube is screwing me over and that's why I only have 25 and they have 1 million. But they shouldn't be comparing themselves to that other person. They should be happy for that person who hits the 1 million. I mean, that person worked hard, and what they probably find out is, they've been doing YouTube for probably 3 months, and the other person's been doing it for like 10 years, and so, of course they're going to have a better, stronger channel because they've been working at it longer. So don't compare yourself to others because, you do compare yourself to others. All that's going to do is bring on negative thoughts. It's going to make you feel unhappy. And what you should do instead is say, hey, fantastic job. You did great. How'd you do it? Maybe you can help me out because, I would love to hear the story of how you went from 0 subscribers to 1 million subscribers. How did you do it? Because I would just love to find that out. And you probably learn more from that, and your 25 subscribers might go up to 1 million in a few years. You just never know. So instead of comparing yourself to those others, use what they do and get it and use it for your own benefit and be glad for them. They worked hard for it. They deserve it. So that's what I would say. Don't compare yourself. And then I would always say this kind of goes hand in hand, but stop complaining stop complaining about your environment if you don't like it. If you don't like your job or you don't like your situation, stop complaining about it. That's the first thing you should do. Number one is you should work towards fixing it. There's different ways to do it. Either what you could do is, okay, say, you know what, I can't fix this, so I'm just going to accept it. I can fix this, so I'm going to fix it. I can't fix this, so I'm going to leave it. And we all have that ability. One thing that I think a lot of times is especially when I was working in the corporate world, and people were like, well, I hate my job, in accounts payable. I've been doing it for 20 years, but the good thing is in 20 more years I can retire. It's like your next 20 years are going to be just as miserable as your last 20 years instead of trying to fix it, right? So, and then when I said to them, well, we'll change it. No, I can't change it. I'm not going to find a better job than this. Well, how do you know if you don't try? So the thing is, what you should do is, number one, go find another job, or number two, try to talk to your boss about fixing what you don't like about your job, right? And seeing if, most people are pretty reasonable. I used to manage 70 people in when I was working in the corporate world, and they're all MBA, CPAs, and finance people. But, when they came to me and said, hey, I'd like to change this, I listened to them and I said, okay, let's change. As long as it was a good change and it wasn't going to hurt anything, let's do it. And so people are reasonable. People are all people. It doesn't matter if they're the president of a corporation or they're working in the mailroom. They're both human beings. They both have feelings. They both, and they go home. They both, eat dinner. They hang out with a family. They go to bed. They're not different than you. They're all human beings. And so, if you can't fix it, you could leave. If you can't fix it, fix it. But don't assume that you can't fix it, and don't assume that people aren't going to work with you to try to fix something. So stop the complaining. It doesn't help, and work towards, making things better, and it's just going to make you feel a lot happier and a lot more accomplished. Especially, let's say if you were in accounts payable and you just hate the fact that you got to fill out this log every day. This log doesn't do anything. No one looks at it. Why am I doing it? Go to your boss. Your boss says, you know what? You're right. No one looks at it. Why are we doing that? Don't do it anymore. Oh, okay. Now all of a sudden, now you're happier. Your job is, you know what? I like going into my job now, because I don't have to do that stupid log that takes me 2 hours, and I could be more productive. Well, not only did you make it better for that corporation, but you also made it better for yourself because now you're happier with your job. So anyway, just I know I'm killing that one, but I just want to make sure everyone knows that they do control their life. You are in control of your life. And the more you realize you are in control of your life, the happier you're going to be. And if you are out of control of your life and you have it, find out what's making it out of control and get rid of that. Eliminate that from your life. And again, if it's your job, eliminate it, find a different job. If it's your spouse and your spouse is just not appreciating you for who you are, then it's probably time to find another spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. So anyway, I'm going to move on for that. Now I'm going to move on to a little more physical part of being happy. It's so easy to sit on the couch, like I said earlier, watching TV, eating a bunch of bad food, and just doing that day in and day out, and just becoming basically a potato, the couch potato. And what I would really recommend, and it just is the greatest thing, and I used to not do it, but now for years I have been doing it, but work out every day. And I know some people say that's fanatical, but it really isn't. And you don't have to do a lot. 30 minutes a day is all you need to do. And I try to break it up. So on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I usually do resistance workout in the gym, but now I've been doing band workouts with YouTube videos because I can't get to the gym, obviously, because of the coronavirus. And on the off days, I'll run outside. And I have been doing that. Now I have my mask and everything, and I make sure I socially distance. But I'll go for a run. And that way I get my cardio in, I get my resistance weightlifting in. And then I'll throw yoga in about 3 times, or stretching about 3 times a week as well. And that way I keep all stretched out and standing straight up, so that I'm not going to be slouched over, because I'm days away now from being 59 and only a year away from being 60. So I have to make sure that I don't end up like this, like you see some people walk when they're walking like that. And I really, really don't want to get to that point. So, working out with weights keeps my muscles and bones strong. Running keeps my heart and lungs strong, and also my fat down. And the stretching with the yoga and all that really keeps me limber and flexible, so that I'm not going to get all tight and not be able to walk when I'm 70 years old. So anyway, work out every day. You can find the time. If you don't think you can find the time, I would say, okay, be honest with yourself. How many hours you spend watching TV that's doing you nothing? And if you took just 30 minutes of that, go outside and run, or turn on a YouTube video and do a band workout or dumbbell workout, you could do that. Or join a gym, get out, mix it up. Make sure you mix it up, hit different body parts, all that. And you're just going to feel so much better if you do that. And you're going to be much happier if you do. The other thing is, I know this is probably a no-brainer, but it kind of goes along with being healthy, is to eat healthy. So it's been shown that, if you eat a lot of fatty foods, a lot of fried junk, a lot of processed foods that has a lot of chemicals in it, it actually destroys your mood. It actually makes you feel unhappy. And I know at first you might think, oh, I'm going to be happy because, I get to eat this piece of chocolate or whatever. But in reality, you'll find out that it destroys your mood. It actually, in the long term, it destroys your mood. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're eating healthy. So if you're eating, great, fresh, vegetables and fruits, and you're getting a good breakdown of the macro foods, the lean protein, good carbs, not a bunch of processed white flour type carbs, but good carbs, gluten-free typically is better. And if you're getting in healthy fats, so not a lot of oil, but like avocados and things like that, you're going to be much better off, and you're going to feel so much happy. Your body is going to, first of all, feel great. Believe me, you're going to feel great. Inside and out, you're just going to feel fantastic. But your mentality is really going to change because of that, and you're going to be a lot happier with your life. You're going to lose those extra pounds that you don't want, and it's going to be so much easier to move around. It's going to be so much easier to do your exercise routine, so then you won't hate it so much. You'll actually enjoy it. I love going for my runs and working out. I look forward to that, especially if it's a nice day out. In San Diego, it's always a nice day out, just about. So I'm really loving that. So make sure you eat healthy. And, I have a ton of videos on that, and you can look at that. I'm actually plant-based now. I took out animal products, and I feel so much better. But you have to do what's good for you. If you do eat animal products, well, first off, if you're on a plant-based diet, make sure you stay away from all the processed junk. Still, you could be plant-based and you could still have a very, very bad diet. So what you want to do is make sure that you are eating very, very healthy. And so a lot of raw vegetables and fruits are very, very good. And you get your protein from beans and nuts and seeds. And if you do that, then you're going to feel much better than eating a lot of that processed junk that's out there. The last one is to get, oh wait, I'm sorry, but going back to the lean protein, if you're plant-based, eat that. If you eat animal products, make sure you're eating organic or farm-raised, lean, proteins like beef, chicken, fish. Make sure you do that, and you'll feel better than if you're just getting the fattiest pieces of stuff. So anyway, done with that. So the last one I wanted to talk about is sleep. So when I talked about earlier on my schedule, I actually have it scheduled out. We start cleaning up and turning off the TV around 10 o'clock, and then we start doing our routine. We clean up the kitchen from dinner, and then we go up. I know it's a little late. We eat a little late, but then we go up and we start doing our nighttime routine, and we get ready for bed, and then we could sit in bed for a little while and talk or whatever, and then around 11:30, we make sure around 11:30, lights are somewhere between 11 and 11:30, the lights are off, and we're done. We go to sleep, and we get up at 7:30, and we really, sometimes we set an alarm, sometimes we don't, but we normally get up either between 7 and 7:30 anyway. But what we try to do is we make sure we get that 8 hours in, and I would say at least, you want to at least get a minimum of 8 hours. I mean, if you can't do that, get at least 7, but 7 is the absolute bare minimum you want to get. 8 hours is much better. And you're going to find you're not only going to feel better when you wake up, but you're going to almost feel like you want to get up at that point, as opposed to saying, oh God, why do I have to get up? You're going to be like, hey, I want to get up. And you're going to get up, and you're going to have you're just going to go through that schedule of you're going to go through the gratitude, you're going to go through the meditation, you're going to feel so much better having that structured day, and you're just going to get into, if you do this, and I know at first it might be tough, but if you do this, because there's a lot of stuff there, but if you do this, then you'll get into a habit, and once you're in that habit, you're just going to feel so much better, and you're going to be so much happier, and you're going to be wondering why you didn't do this sooner. Actually, I was going to be done with that, but there's just two other things I just wanted to say is, limit alcohol consumption. I know people think alcohol makes you happy. It really doesn't in the long run. It just dehydrates you and kills brain cells. So, I'm not saying to get rid of alcohol. We're all human, but if you go out, have a couple drinks, just don't, drink like 6 or 7 or 8, and then you got this pounding headache the next day. Limit a couple drinks per week, and you're going to be much better than, drinking every day or mass drinking, on the weekend. So anyway, I would just recommend, just sip it, whether it be wine or a drink or a beer, just sip it, and you can really make it last, and you'll feel better. And again, I would get away from having drinks every night and try to maybe have it a couple times, maybe a week at the most, couple days during the week at the most, and you're going to feel a lot better. The other one is just to make sure you're hydrated. So, I do have videos on hydration, but just make sure, and there is a formula that I like, and you could see that video, but, just really, really, really make sure that you're drinking a lot of water. And when I say hydration, that's not iced tea, that's not soda, that's not anything that's processed with a lot of sugar. A lot of these sports drinks like Gatorade is just loaded with junk. Make sure that, if you want to get something with electrolytes, that's fine. Or if you want to infuse some fruit maybe in your drink, or put a little bit of lemon in it to give it a little taste, that's great. Just don't dump a bunch of sugar in it, which a lot of people do. But just, mainly what you want to do is drink plain water. And believe me, I know this is going to sound crazy, but if you hate water and you like the taste of other things, just try for a week drinking water and nothing else. And I'll tell you, you are going to start liking to drink water a lot more than you did before, and you're going to drink a lot more water. It doesn't mean you can't, once in a while have coffee or an iced tea or something, unsweetened iced tea, or if you're going to sweeten it, put a time, maybe a little bit of something, but maple syrup maybe, or mix it in. But I would try just a little bit of organic pure maple syrup, not one that has a lot of sugar in it. But I would try your best to try to eliminate a lot of that junk and drink the plain water. And if you do all that, you're going to find that you're going to be a lot happier. And this video has probably gone well over that I thought. So I'm going to leave you now. I'm just going to ask if you really liked the video, I'll give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And I do put out videos. Every Thursday I put out a healthy living video like this one, and every Sunday I put out a vlog. And the vlog currently, when I uploaded this video, is on my new plant-based vegan lifestyle. Week 9 is coming out, so I've been on it for 9 weeks, which is, for me, that's a lot. I didn't think I'd ever be able to do that, but again, once you make something a habit, it's amazing how you can do it. So anyway, I've rambled enough. I've taken up your time. I hope that some of these tips have helped out. I hope you follow them, and I hope that you just have a happy, happy, happy life. And I will see you in the next video. See you, everybody, and stay safe. If you like this video, please click on the thumbs up button, and also please subscribe and click on the notification button to get all this great content that's coming up every week. Thank you.